Assalamu alaikum. Distinguished personalities, ladies and gentlemen, fellow colleagues, I am little bit favored, as usual, being the number 2 in the speakers list, while I was in the 3rd place. And I'm little bit scared today because I'm speaking in front of so many qualified charter secretaries, those who are equally bright, equally qualified, equally experienced, and so forth. Also, in front of the distinguished personalities, I can see that many of them are professors, while I am still a student of economics. Gentlemen, I'll not take long time. I'll be as brief as possible because speaking for the long time is a little bit easier. Short time is difficult. Writing a short report is more difficult than a long report. Once I happened to tell to make a one-page document out of 150-page document. And while they expected me to put all the important points so that everybody understands what was in the 150-page document. Anyway, sir, that's why I'll be very much brief. My predecessor, learned Mr. Nurul Alam, Senior Vice President, he already spoke about the agenda, meeting notice. I'll speak a little bit about the venue and logistics. This is also important for the meeting, where the place and the logistics support, and understand all these chairs and tables and all other delivery equipment. Sitting arrangement is also important. We can see in some places in the World Bank, we can see that they also select the places who will sit with whom, after whom. How? You also arrange it here, this way. You can see that put the chairman in the middle. So that is also very important in a meeting. That's not written in the BSS 3. What are the meetings? Here I can see what are meetings minutes. I put it mom, M-O-M, mom. You also tell your mother as mom. Why I say it is mom? Mom means this is the mother who is taking care of the business of institutions. I mean, that's your minutes of the meeting. That's the thing is tell you what the future course of action. That's why I call it is just like a mom, like your mother. Historical record. Why a minutes is required? Create historical record, legal protection, adhere to the local bylaws, rationale for a decision, serve as a reminder of assignments, act as evidence of deadlines, inform members who were unable to attend the meeting. Meeting's contents: name of the organization, the number of the meeting, date, type of the meeting. That's the thing you have to include in your minutes. Meeting convened but not adjourned, but adjourned. That has also to be recorded. That because of the quorum, already Mr. Nurul spoke about the quorum. So if there's no quorum, if his meeting is adjourned, that you have to record it. Agenda items discussed to be recorded and numbered appropriately. To record chairman's casting vote. That's very important thing, chairman's casting vote, the second vote. If meeting cannot decide anything, then the chairman has the casting vote. I've also faced this thing several times. The chairman was the one who just put his casting vote and the minutes was passed. Minutes of meeting of directors to contain the name of officers in attendance, that all you know. If the invitees, that you also record there. For virtual conference, you also remember from which place he is speaking, and also that in which agenda he was participating. Minutes members should contain chairman's name, that you know it, then the vice chairman, others, directors. Sometimes you can put it in an alphabetical order, or you can put it in a seniority basis. Minutes recording. Fair summary of the proceedings of the meeting in ambiguous terms and avoid abbreviations. In many cases, we can see put your abbreviations, but we do not prefer to put the abbreviations. If you put the abbreviations, put it within the parentheses, because your abbreviation may not be understood by many. At the same time, one thing is that pre-meeting that I've already discussed, even the in-meeting that I'm discussing, then you have to talk about the post-meeting matters. Finalization and signing. To be finalized within 7 days of the time, you have to put your meetings recorded. That means you have to write your minutes within 7 days of the time as per the BSS 3. But at the same time, also, if it is required earlier, that you have to do it to maybe to comply some regulatory requirements. That's the thing. At the same time, from my experience, I can tell you that do not wait for a long time to write a minute, because you'll be forgetting many things. Although these days you make a record, but record should have the permission that you are recording it. That's the kind of thing. Otherwise, you cannot record anybody's voice or other things. So, preferably, minutes to be written as soon as possible before you forget many things. Inspection, that's the important thing. The auditors can inspect your minutes. The cost auditors, chartered accountants or auditors, the chartered secretary, they can also inspect. The regulatory authority, they can inspect. Any other regulatory, they can inspect your minutes. Presentation. Relevant papers, preservation. Preservation of the meetings. As you said, that has to be minimum for 10 years' time, but if it's equal, you can put it for as long as you need or as long as the directors they need. But I prefer to keep it as long as possible unless it is destroyed some other way. But still, there is some provision these days that you can keep it in a separate place, like your data centers, where you can preserve your minutes. You never know what will happen when. So 10 years is the minimum one. Post-meeting activities. Minutes submitted by the secretary, signed by the chairman of the meeting. Then comes the custodian of the minutes. Who is the custodian? Is the company secretary is the custodian, or any other directors who is authorized to keep it in his safe? That's what all about I wanted to speak to you. Thank you very much for listening to me.